Welcome back to the program, everyone. We are the Cinebytes. Welcome to Oblivion, as always. We're back to raise a little bit of hell, and today, Jason, I got something I want to talk to you about, man. You got a minute?
Yeah, dude. What's up?
Look, man, I'm just sick and tired of never getting what we want.
All right.
What do you mean, all right? Are you not on my side with this? We're stars. I want the whole world to know our name. And you know what, listener? You can help us with that by telling everyone you know about this awesome podcast. Yay! But look, dude, bottom line, we will not accept a life we do not deserve. All right? Say it with me.
All right.
We will not accept a life we
do
don't
not
deserve. Say it with us, everybody. We will not accept a life we do not deserve. Any dang way. We're talking about X from 2022 today. I'm Dusty Lane.
I'm Jason Mitchell.
And we are the Cinebytes.
Hello?
I came for you. We have such sights to show you.
It was an excellent day for an exorcism.
I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
Don't play me.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was. This is God.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
Put your brothers into that door!
But sometimes that is better.
And action, everyone. Here we are, back again. We're talking about X from 2022, written, directed, produced, edited by one Mr. Ty West. He's crushing it, dude. We got another movie coming up. By the time this episode comes out, Maxine will have come out the previous Friday, I believe. Is it July 5th? That sounds right. But anyway, yeah, dude, this movie rules, and we're going to talk the shit out of it. How about that? How you feel about that?
Yeah, dude, this is a really good one. It took a couple watches, though. I didn't really like it the first way through.
Yeah. What the fuck, man?
I don't know. Second time through, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Fucking fantastic.
Yep.
A24 film, obviously. Also Little Lamb and Mad Solar Productions. Rated R. Fucking clearly.
R.
Rated R.
Rated R.
Runtime of 106 minutes. Released in 2022. I don't know if I mentioned that. But yeah, dude, our setting is in Texas. It starts off in Houston or just outside of Houston. And then we go to some real backcountry areas. We in the backwoods.
Oh, yeah.
And our plot is like, hey, man, let's shoot a porn at the Sawyer house.
Kind of. Yeah. You get a lot of Texas Chainsaw vibes through this whole movie, and I don't know if it's not just the Texas thing. It's the way it's shot.
There's a lot of love given to the horror genre, kind of in general in this movie. A lot of references, though, specifically to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm thinking of the van. I'm thinking of the truck pulling out at the end, all that kind of shit. Also, Psycho pops up in here a time or two.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Also, a subplot of this movie. One day we're going to be too old to fuck. And fuck that. Pearl ain't having it. She's just trying to get it in, man. What? Wipe that face off your face.
Oh, woof.
What do you mean, man? It's Mia Goth.
I mean, yeah. The makeup's good, and it's fucking gross.
We'll talk about the makeup. I am actually not really crazy about the makeup in this movie. Specifically the old people makeup.
Okay.
This movie stars Mia Goth, and even more Mia Goth. She plays Pearl and Maxine, of course, in this movie. Lorraine, played by Jenna Ortega, little church mouse. Wayne, played by Martin Henderson. I remember him from The Ring. Jackson, played by Scott Mescudi. Otherwise, you might know him as Kid Cudi. Holy shit.
Nice.
He kills it in this, and gets killed in this. Bobby Lynn, played by Brittany Snow.
Bobby Lynn.
I don't know much about her, except my daughter is always talking about her in Pitch Perfect, so that's cool.
Oh, weird.
And she does sing a song in this movie as well. Pearl's old man, Howard, played by Stephen Ury, also in old people makeup. He's a younger gentleman as well.
You say his name one more time for me.
Howard.
Yeah.
Fuck me, Howard. And RJ, finally, played by Owen Campbell. I don't think I'd seen anything out of this dude, but I really like his performance in this as well. The whole cast kills it. I mean, this is a fantastic movie. Ty West knew what he was doing. Of course, as always, we like to mention the cinematography done by Elliot Rocket, and he rocked it for sure. Excellent shots in this movie. Camera angles, the lighting is amazing, always.
Yeah.
Music by Tyler Bates and Chelsea Wolfe. I do believe Chelsea Wolfe did a version of the song Wee Wee Marie, which is from around the time of the prequel Pearl. I think that's 1918, so I want to say probably 1910s, 20s, somewhere in there. Was the original Wee Wee Marie, but there's a version of this done by Chelsea Wolfe as well.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man. So are you ready to get into it or what?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. Y'all ready to go to Texas?
Almost never. Our opening, we get, I think the sound design kind of comes first, like a cool buggy sound design. We're out in the heat.
Right.
In rural Texas. I hate saying that word, rural.
Rural Texas.
It opens with a really cool shot that makes it look like it's 4:3 aspect ratio for the opening, like it's filmed in like old film stock.
Right.
But we zoom in from there to reveal that it's just the edges of the barn door, making it look like 4:3 aspect ratio.
Yeah, it's a view from like inside of the barn looking at the farmhouse.
Pretty dope, dude.
Yeah.
We zoom in as an old-timey police car pulls up to what looks like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, like I said.
Yeah.
Spitting image.
Crime scene.
This is the sheriff that comes up, and more cop cars are already there, we see. He walks up to a body covered by a bloody sheet, and there's a puddle of blood surrounding it. But then there's a blood trail that leads all the way to the door and inside. Also, by the way, there's a hatchet stuck into the floor of the porch. What the fuck happened here?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Inside the house, though, there's a TV on real loud for some reason, and there's a televangelist on there preaching.
Yeah. It's weird, churchy, like old-timey churchy stuff, you know?
Super old-timey. How'd it get so weird and churchy? More bodies propped up against the wall inside. The evangelist mentions, my own daughter was taken by perverts and swindlers and plunged into a world of sin.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But one of many, 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 many callbacks in this movie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
A lot of reveals, and a lot of... I really like specifically the deaths of characters in this movie. Pay attention to the things that happen as they happen, you know what I mean? Because their deaths call back to that. It's really cool. Another cop walks up and says to the sheriff, you need to take a look at this, and he leads him to the cellar, but then we cut away. We don't see what they see.
Yeah, we just get a, my God.
And then we cut to flashes of someone cutting up some cocaine in a mirror. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, Maxine's getting down, man.
Yeah. She's like in a dressing room of some sort of establishment.
Looks like a strip club or something.
It definitely is. She snorts a line, and then a guy walks in and says, hey, go easy on that. And then we get a 24 hours earlier card. So basically what's happening now is our prequel to the opening.
Right.
The guy starts making out with Maxine, said she's special and there's nobody else like her. This guy is Wayne, her boyfriend / film producer /
director.
Well, no, he RJ would be the director.
Okay.
But he tells her everybody's waiting outside. Time is money. We got to get the fuck out of here. But before she leaves, she stares at herself in the mirror and tells herself, I'm a fucking sex symbol.
Yeah.
And then we get our first needle drop of the movie, fucking Mungo Jerry, in the summertime, da-da-da-da-da-dee. I fucking love that song, man. Have you ever actually seen Mungo Jerry, though?
No.
Fuck, dude, woof.
Yeah.
That dude looks weird. Well, like, I don't know, maybe the band is called Mungo Jerry, but the dude singing is...
crazy looking.
Unique. So the facade of this building that they're in is revealed at this point, and it's just a little cinder block building. It's called the Bayou Burlesque.
Whoa.
And it has a gator tearing at a woman's bikini bottom. And then in the background, there's a pelican that already has her top. We get a sign on top of the building that says cocktails and topless entertainment.
Yeah, sick.
Doesn't look like this building is in the greatest area. There's a bunch of like industrial shit in the background. It looks gross.
Right.
But we find out apparently it's Houston. some sort of industrial district of Houston. Another woman in a red jumper walks out, and out of the legs of the woman on the painting of the Bayou Burlesque.
Right.
So she like walks out right between her legs next to the gator.
Right.
Remember the callbacks I was talking about a minute ago? Okay, check mark number 1.
Ah, okay. Nice, man.
There's another card, like I said, telling us it's Houston, and then behind her, out walks Maxine and the guy, Wayne, and they all get in a van with the words plowing service on the side of it. And hang out and leave out of there, and then we get a very patriotic 1979 card.
Yeah, for sure. It's what I said too. Patriotic.
The radio in the van changes as they're driving to someone saying America needs Jesus, basically. And then it keeps tuning past that, and don't nobody got time for that. Finally lands on I Should Have Stayed Home by Jerry Reed. We get a few old-timey needle drops in this movie, and I appreciate the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Big time Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes in this van.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like,
they're all full, like the van's full.
It's like the exact shot.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's awesome.
There are a total of 6 people in this van. There's Maxine and Wayne up front. He's driving. And then 4 more people look to be couples in the back. They all start passing around scripts for the farmer's daughters. Not daughter singular,
right.
Multiple daughters.
Right.
And by there ends up being 3 daughters. They didn't even plan for that.
Right.
Bobby Lynn in the back passes one to Maxine. And Wayne says something about the kind of pictures they'll be making turn regular folks into stars, and they don't need Hollywood and all this shit. The 2 guys in the back are RJ and Jackson, and then finally Lorraine, little church mouse, they call her, is RJ's girlfriend. Apparently this group had already attempted a topless car wash. Now, is that another movie that they called Topless Car Wash, or was it an actual topless car wash?
I believe it was another film that they tried to do that flopped.
Okay.
Like, must have been Wayne's.
I like to think it's more of like it was just a regular old topless car wash, and Wayne's just got a bunch of like get rich quick schemes.
I think he's trying to film all these porno flicks and nothing's caught.
Maybe,
and made anybody money yet.
Right. Well, that's why he needs RJ to film it all proper and fancy and classy like.
Right. Yeah, here they start talking about the American dream. So
right.
Essentially, I don't know, I guess to get fucked and get famous, right?
I suppose, man. I like Bobby Lynn's in particular. She goes, my American dream's not unreasonable. I just want a paid-for house with a big old pool so I can float around with my knees in the breeze and tan these titties.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That is indeed the American dream.
Your southern accent's too good, man. We'll be laughing this whole fucking episode.
Well, I can't not... Look, man, I like to really paint you a picture when I tell you a story, all right? So fucking deal with it. She said she was dealt a good hand and she needs to take care of herself. I don't think anybody can really argue that. Brittany Snow's pretty cute. Lorraine, who we haven't actually been introduced to yet, does not look, let's say, enthused about much of anything.
No, she doesn't want to be here. No. She's here to help RJ.
Basically, yeah. That's the vibe we get. Hey, carry my equipment. Be quiet.
Right. She don't want anything to do with this smut.
Yeah, smut. Big time smut. The smuttiest of smut, really. Bobby Lynn asks Maxine what her American dream is, but we don't get an answer out of her.
I reckon not.
So the van pulls up, and I literally wrote in my notes, oh, fuck, here we go. All right, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre van pulls up to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station.
Right. That's definitely what it looks like.
Inside, Wayne says, if we do even half as well as Debbie does Dallas, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Funny that they're in Houston and Debbie did Dallas. But no one's name starts with it. I guess it could be Howard. Howard does Houston.
Hey, that's not too bad.
We tune into that. Come on.
Howard does Houston.
Howard does Houston. Maxine responds to that, and she's like, all right, fuck it. Let's make a picture a week then. She's like, let's get down. Let's fucking make this money.
Yeah, she's ready to be famous.
Yeah, dude. Which, yeah, that's the callback to the opening of the episode. She's sick and tired of never getting what she wants. I deserve nice things. I have cosmopolitan taste. I want the whole world to know my name like Linda Carter or some shit.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh, are you not familiar with Linda Carter?
No.
Original Wonder Woman. Like in the like old TV show and shit.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Wayne tells Maxine she's got the X Factor. Ooh, they said the thing. They did it. He slaps her on the ass and tells her, grab us some Wonder Bread, Wonder Woman.
Hell yeah.
Maxine mentions not liking RJ's girlfriend. She's not a fan of Church Mouse.
Right. I think she's throwing the vibe off, dude.
Yeah, you think that's all it is? She's too uptight?
I mean...
Maxine is the freest of spirits.
They're all about to have sex, and she doesn't want to watch and record, so it's gonna, stick in the mud.
I mean, are they all about to have sex? It's just basically Jackson having sex with 2 of them. Eventually 3, but the plan is 2.
I was gonna say,
Dude, spoilers, relax. So, speaking of Church Mouse, she is outside messing around with film equipment while they gas up and get the whatever supplies they need, which ends up being like white bread and bologna and beer, and I think that's pretty much it.
Yep. The cheapest of the cheap.
Mm-hmm. Can't cut into those production costs, man.
I was gonna say, Wayne's trying to get rich,
Right. Bobby Lynn talks to Church Mouse, Lorraine, saying that her boyfriend's cute. Do you help him with all his films? She goes, sometimes. And then Lorraine asks, she points over at Jackson. She's like, is he your boyfriend? She goes, sometimes. Bobby Lynn then gets curious about the actual filming process. She comes up to RJ. She's like, hey, how come you don't have to film anything in order? And he explains editing to her, basically. Right. Talks about his hoity-toity film techniques and avant-garde and all that stuff. It's classier that way, and it's a good trick to disguise the low budget, speaking of that baloney. So RJ's filming Jackson pumping gas at a low angle, which is already avant-garde, I guess. But then Bobby Lynn comes up and suggests that he film it so that it looks like he's pumping with his cock.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think she knows what she's doing. She's been around these films.
It's a great idea, dude.
Yeah.
Good call, Bobby Lynn.
As soon as he shifts the camera, oh, this is gold.
Yeah, and he tilts his head back and puts his hands on his hips. Yeah. Jackson really sells it.
Right.
I noticed a high society magazine in the basket when they take it up to the cashier.
Oh, nice.
Wayne explains that they're going to the middle of nowhere because it's cheaper to film. He specifies that it's extra tough on older folks, that higher costs and stuff in general is tougher on the older folks, apparently. So that's why we're specifically renting a place to fuck from old people.
Whatever you say, Wayne. He's just trying to pinch pennies.
Party on, Wayne.
I guess.
They cut to a cork board, and there's a bunch of notes on it that people are like trying to sell stuff, and one of them literally says dirt for sale.
Hell yeah. That's a thing.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a thing. We live kind of out in the country, and yeah, there's always like fill dirt signs.
Oh, yeah.
It just sounds stupid.
Right.
Kind of like selling water. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Ooh.
Maxine looks over at the TV at the gas station, and the evangelist that's preaching on it, again, we see this dude pop up all through this movie.
Oh, yeah.
They walk out, and Bobby Lynn is bitching to Wayne. She's like, if I'm having sex for you, I'm going to need cigarettes, all right?
Hey, I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Take care of your actor,
your crew,
artist,
your cast, your crew, everything. Absolutely. Wayne then takes the opportunity while they're kind of standing off to the side alone, though. Hey, how's the script? And she's like, well, it's all right, but does it matter? I mean, they're coming for the fucking, right?
Yeah. She's got a point, yeah.
No, this is it's possible to make a good, dirty movie, Jason.
I'm sure it is, but are there any? Not that I know of.
No. He tells her negativity attracts negative results, so enough of that bullshit. She's pissed that he hands her a pack of Winstons. She says, I only smoke Old Golds.
It's cheaping out on her, man. Pretty funny.
Well, she bitches all the way to the point of saying she's calling her agent and it's on the way back to stomping back to the van.
Right.
We get one last zoom in on that televangelist. Dude, what is up with this guy? Why do you want me to know so much about him? God.
I think you're hinting towards something later.
There's a cool cut that keeps going back and forth between a field of cows and that televangelist. We see this a bunch of times in this movie. It's like a weird triple cut back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, I like
between the new scene and the scene we're coming out of.
It's really unusual. Yeah, I like it.
I do like it, yeah. The van gets slowed down by cops directing traffic on the road. Apparently, a semi hit one of the fucking cows in the field.
This is fucking nasty.
Yeah, man.
It's so gross.
They literally drive directly through a pile of cow.
Yeah, cow guts.
Yeah.
Squelching.
Just viscera all over the place. Maxine can't look. She says she hates blood and guts. Oh, honey. Oh, Oh, I'm so sorry for you. You ain't seen shit yet.
Yeah, she's gagging.
There's a trucker standing there literally shoveling the cow off the road.
Yeah, oh, God, that's a terrible job.
Jesus. Well, somebody's got to do it.
At least it's still fresh.
Can't just have people keep fucking driving through it. You couldn't swerve a tiny bit, Wayne. Come on. Now there's cow blood on your entire tire. Ooh, that's fun to say.
And, yeah, it was gross.
Entire tire.
Entire tire.
But hey, they finally have arrived at the farm. Yay! Let's fuck. Let's do
Bobby
it.
Lynn's already ready to go.
Yeah, Bobby Lynn's never not ready to go. Are you kidding me? RJ's looking around. He's like, "Oh, this place is perfect. It's going to add a lot of production value."
See, I get a really unsettling feeling as the camera pans out when they're pulling up to the house. Just the view over the house and the barn is that Texas chainsaw vibe we keep talking about.
Everything's just beaten down. They drive past a field of tall grass.
Yeah.
Wayne goes up to the house to handle business. He checks himself in the van mirror real quick, importantly, before he goes. He wants to make sure he looks good for this old man. But he knocks at the front door, and then it cuts to a shot from inside the house that looks exactly, speaking of Texas Chainsaw, like the scene of, I believe it was Jerry. Is that right? The first guy that gets got in that?
Yeah, the same view from the inside of the house, almost looking out through the screen door.
Looks fucking identical.
Right.
He's preparing to enter the fucking Sawyer house. All that is definitely deliberate, for sure. Bobby Lynn and Jackson are making out in the back of the van, and Lorraine says, "This isn't what I had in mind when I told you I'd help you out with your film." And she says,
"This is smut.
We get smut." He asks when she became such a prude, and she's like, "I'm not. I just don't understand." And he basically interrupts and goes, "Look, it's possible to make a good, dirty movie, and that's what I have set out to prove." I found it funny that Wayne had a big old watch and like giant class ring on.
Yeah, weird.
He's like decked out. Somebody yells from inside the house. It's like distant and rather frail.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne introduces himself, and Howard comes to the front door, but he stands way back from the door and asks if Wayne is from the county, and he grabs his shotgun. Fuck.
Yeah, shit, dude. Welcome to the country.
Wayne puts his hands up. Maxine notices and tells everybody else there's something wrong. And then Wayne says, he's like, "I'm not from the county. I'm from Houston. We spoke on the phone on Tuesday. Remember?"
Oh, yeah, the boarding house.
Yeah.
This dude's old, man.
Right. Oh, God. We'll get to it.
He is ugly.
Dude, with a capital G. Howard says you never can be too careful with strangers. But then he tells Wayne, "Don't worry about it. The shotgun ain't loaded anyway." And Wayne says, "Oh, that's all right. I have the same thing in my glove box. Can't be too careful. You're right."
Mm-hmm.
Howard finally steps outside, and his head looks all kinds of nasty.
Yeah, he's gross.
And Jackson apparently agrees. He's back in the van. He's like, ugly ass son bitch. And Bobby Lynn smacks him. But now the crew unloads. Maxine goes to grab her High Society magazine and sees Pearl staring at her out of an upstairs window.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
And there's this really cool shot where they're both looking at each other, but through windows, like their own respective windows, as if there's a barrier between them, but also a direct path and correlation between them as well.
Oh, yeah, weird.
Yeah. There's a shot of everybody walking across a huge ass field, and Howard is having a rough time. He's having a spell.
Yeah.
He doubles over, puts his hands on his knees, and then Wayne, to his credit, immediately asks if he's all right. And all of these characters do seem sympathetic and genuine and want to help these poor old people, you know?
Right.
Every single one of them, there's an instance where, like, it's fucked up. They're helping them, going out of their way to help them.
I agree.
And then what happens?
Almost like we don't really have a character that is completely an asshole the whole time. Everybody has a little bit of sympathy. Even Wayne,
even Howard, even Pearl. Really,
right.
If you think about it, I mean,
right?
Pearl's off her fucking rocker, obviously, but and always has been, but
just yeah.
But it's still sad because she's old and sad.
She's just horny, dude.
Yeah,
it's not that sad.
Extra fucking horny. But I mean, think about it. Is it not that sad? Imagine
it's sad
when the day comes when you can no longer fuck, man.
Kill me.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But Howard finishes walking them to their cabin, I'm going to call it. He says it was for soldiers during the Civil War. And then he immediately turns around and asks if the boys in the group ever served.
This is more Texas Chainsaw, with at least the remakes,
Yeah.
talking about Vietnam.
Yeah.
And,
forgot all about
more
that.
similarities for sure.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, Jackson said he did 2 tours in Vietnam.
Right. Wayne says he has flat feet, so he got,
Shut the fuck up, Wayne.
But Jackson says, yeah, I had enough farmers trying to shoot at me for a lifetime. Know what I mean, Pops? Checkmark number 2.
Right. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Howard's kind of eyeballing Maxine a little bit right here.
Yeah, this is funny. It's my future fiance you're eyeballing there.
Yeah. Wayne says something about, been a while since you've seen anything that nice, huh?
Yeah. That's a dick move, man.
Yeah. Howard says he doesn't remember Wayne mentioning all these people coming, but Wayne tells him, well, I'll tell you what, I'll throw in a little extra cash to sweeten the deal. How's that sound?
How nice.
He responds with, I don't think I like you, Wayne. In fact, I don't much like the looks of none of y'all. My wife is next door, so I'd appreciate a little discretion.
He knows what the fuck's going on.
Well, he doesn't, but he's going to find out.
Right.
Bobby Lynn compliments Wayne's negotiating, which he didn't really do much of. He just said, hey, here's more money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lorraine points out that Howard doesn't know what they're doing, does he? You didn't tell him. How dare you? You should be upfront and honest about all things. I'm the church mouse.
See, I don't know. I mean, you're renting a room. I don't know. If you ain't fucking outside, it probably shouldn't matter, right? And just close the curtains.
Right. Wayne's like, well, I just didn't want to give the old codger a heart attack. There's no sense in upsetting him, basically. But he just said, hey, I'd like a little discretion. Cut immediately to a sex scene between Jackson and Bobby Lynn.
Yeah, right.
It's filmed all 70s-y.
You can tell Lorraine's super uncomfortable.
Yeah. All the way down to we get the old right.
All
that kind of funky music. RJ starts giving stage directions to Jackson and Bobby Lynn.
Yeah.
And eventually Jackson's had enough. He's like, look, man, point the camera and stay in your lane. Let me do the screwing.
Yeah.
Bobby Lynn laughs after he says that, but then notices RJ looks at her, and then she gets all serious, and she goes back to, right back into the scene.
Right.
Meanwhile, while they're fucking, Maxine goes outside for a smoke and a walk, and we can still hear Bobby Lynn moaning inside, and then she passes a window to show him to us one more time.
Right.
She ventures off into the property and finds a dock, and there's a great shot panning back from her and her side boob.
Yeah.
We catch a glimpse of Pearl spying on her, though.
Yeah.
It's way off in the distance. You just see this glowing fucking brilliant halo of white hair.
Yeah. Pearl's gross too, man. That's fucking gross.
I think that's the point. Maxine dips a toe in the water, and then she just gets completely naked and jumps in.
A little skinny dipping, man.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well. But
Right.
it's hot in Texas,
Well, hopefully the conditions of this movie weren't anything like the conditions of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because
Right.
apparently that's top 3 worst ever filming conditions.
Pretty sure that's illegal now, sir.
Yeah, actual rotting meat laying all over the place and shit. Oh, God.
Yep.
After they get done filming this scene, Wayne is super excited about the scene they just shot. And RJ's like, well, because I'm treating it like cinema.
Right. Giving it a little extra love compared to the normal low budget, whatever.
Yeah.
no story having,
Right. Wayne's like, well, look, people's eyes are going to pop out of their skulls when they see this. Checkmark number 3. It is the way Wayne dies later, every character's got that foreshadowing moment. Jackson
Right.
with the farmers, Bobby Lynn walking out of the woman getting attacked by a gator, etc. It's really well written. This is good movie writing.
Right.
Wayne tells RJ to feel how hard his cock is, and he just grabs his hand and puts it on there like, oh yeah, we're doing the Lord's work here.
I have a good feeling about this movie. Check this out.
Oh no, you're still horny from the scene. It's all right, buddy.
Yeah. So we cut from there to Bobby Lynn Cleaning her back off. Throws it at Lorraine.
She cleans up some jizz on her side with it, and she just throws the towel at Church Mouse. Oh, man.
That's extremely rude and hilarious.
Yeah. She gives her a little, sorry, honey, whatever. Jackson's standing at the window just flexing, all proud of himself.
Or so he thinks.
Yeah. Until Bobby Lynn starts making fun of him. She says she was just acting.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He's like, you're good, but you ain't that good. And then she proves it in her hillbilly accent. Oh, fuck my pussy.
Yeah, you didn't do nothing, dummy. It's called acting.
It sounds vaguely like Cartman somehow. After she gets done making fun of him, he goes, I think I love you. And she just goes, bless your heart.
Yeah. Oh, she hurt his feelings.
There's another cool, back and forth shot. Back to Maxine floating in the lake. And then the suspenseful music starts to swell, and we see a gator in the water with her.
Yeah, shit, dude.
Which is when we get a close-up of her face, and this is the first time I noticed there's only freckles on one side of her face. Mm-hmm. It's like a birthmark style thing.
Yeah, I think so.
But there's just beautiful shots here all the way around. Maxine swims back to the dock, but then the gator comes into the overhead frame, chasing her to the dock.
Right.
She stops when she gets back to the dock for a breather, which is a fucking mistake because it looks like he's about to get her.
Right.
But then she jumps onto the dock with a nice little butt shot, and then we get action from Wayne.
Yeah, Gator just barely misses her.
Oh, yeah. Cut back to another porn scene, and this is Jackson arriving at the farmhouse. He's like, oh, hey, my van broke down. I want to use your phone. And Bobby Lynn answers the door and says, oh, we don't have a phone, but you can come in beside me.
Yeah.
Maxine gets back to the cabin, sees Pearl staring at her from the porch, and there's really cool jump cuts, like getting closer and closer to Pearl.
Right.
I found those kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
The position in which she's standing, the way she's moving, because she like gives her a little wave or whatever, you know?
Like waves her up, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Maxine reluctantly waves back, and then Pearl like beckons her over to the house. She's like, come here, I got something for you.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Do it. Come on, do it. Maxine slowly walks into the house, and man, that side boob, though.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most prominent thing featured in this movie, is the side of Mia Goth's boob. She calls out when she gets inside. There's no answer. It's, oh my God, this nasty, gross-ass house.
Yeah, just more Texas Chainsaw vibes. We get that same shot from inside of the house, looking through the screen door out.
Yep.
Which is a big, don't go in that fucking house.
Yeah. It's got to smell terrible in there, because she walks into the kitchen and there's just dishes and food scraps and shit piled everywhere. And, oh, cool, a sausage grinder.
Yeah. Ew.
And there's a random pan just smoking on a hot wood fire stove.
Yeah, an empty pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That place has a smell.
Oh, yeah, big time. Suddenly, Pearl is just standing behind Maxine in the doorway, fucking old-ass lady ninja.
Hey, she's nice, though, man. She's got lemonade.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, we cut back to the porn shoot for a second, which is actually in a different aspect ratio, I noticed. That's cool that they had the presence of mind to do that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But Bobby Lynn pours lemonade for Jackson. Back inside the house, Pearl has poured some lemonade for Maxine.
Yeah.
And then they're just sitting there in silence.
Yeah, it's really awkward. You can tell, she essentially just drinks the whole glass.
She chugs the whole thing in like 8 seconds, and then she's like,
yeah,
all right, well, I guess I gotta get out of here. She says, my boyfriend gets real fussy when he don't know where I'm at.
Oh, Wayne.
Yeah. Which, whether that's true or not, we don't know. Maybe it is, but maybe she's just like, get me the fuck out of here with this weird-ass old lady.
Right.
This place smells. Back at the porn, Bobby Lynn goes, come with me before Daddy gets home. And then inside, Pearl leads Maxine to the door, but she stops in the hall and looks at her wedding photo. And she just kind of looks at it longingly. She's like, I was young once, too. This is when we get the information that, holy fuck me, Howard served in both world wars. That's officially the shittiest year to be born.
Right.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck.
Pearl mentioned something about that's the power of beauty. Pearl says she was a dancer, and she's a fucking liar. Anybody who's seen Pearl knows better.
Right.
She wanted to be a dancer.
Yeah.
But not everything in life turns out how you expect, she says. Maxine is looking at these pictures and basically seeing herself.
I mean, it is her, right?
Yeah. There's a line later in the movie that, like, is meta on, like, 12 and a half different levels. And we'll get to it, but keep that in mind. Pearl says Maxine has a special face. Obviously, it's exactly like her face. And then she tries to put the moves on her, dude. She gives Maxine a stroke down her side just after Bobby Lynn puts Jackson's hand on her tit.
Right. Yeah, weird. What are you doing?
Unfortunately, just then Howard gets home, and Pearl's like, it'll be our little secret. What the fuck? What will? What are you talking about? Nothing happened.
Yeah, Maxine slides out the side door as Howard comes in the front door.
Yeah, and she like hides from him. Like she ducks back behind the wall as he's walking up the porch with the groceries.
Like, yeah, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and then she hauls ass back to the cabin, and then runs directly into Wayne. He's like, "Where the hell are you? Where the hell you been? I've been looking everywhere for you."
Right.
He says, "RJ says we're gonna lose the light." Apparently, she was supposed to have been filming a scene already. I didn't know there was like a rigid schedule going on here.
Right. Yeah, we only have the cabin for a few days. Get in there, get busy.
Well, I mean, how long does it take to film 6 fuck scenes?
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know.
She goes to the bathroom and does some more coke, of course. Tells herself she's a sex symbol again, and then mentions her mantra, "I will not accept a life I do not deserve." She's wacky, dude. You can see she's kind of bonkers, too. Her and Pearl have more in common than we know at this point.
Right.
Inside the farmhouse, Howard puts down the groceries and sees the lemonade glasses on the table and is immediately suspicious of something.
Yeah, he knows something ain't right.
In the cabin, Maxine has herself all dolled up now, and she throws herself at Wayne in a passionate makeout session. And she says, "Let's go to work."
And we get a milking the cow sex scene.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to mention the soundtrack again. The music in this movie fucking rules. "The Devil Made Me Do It" by Rasputin Stash is playing at this point.
Nice.
To set up for our next scene here, everyone arrives in the barn. Maxine sits on a stool acting like she's going to milk a cow, and then Bobby Lynn pours some milk into a bucket. Hashtag production value. Wayne takes one last look. He says the coast is clear, and then I think it's Jackson maybe at this point holding up the little clapper.
Mm-hmm.
Take one, action. Jackson says Bobby Lynn didn't mention his sister, and this is them acting in the scene.
Right.
And she goes, "Well, I'm younger. I get all the attention." She says, "Daddy is very protective. We shouldn't disturb him. You wouldn't like Daddy when he's angry." I wonder what was going on through her head while saying that about her own daddy and his anger, which is also the Lord's anger.
Right.
But she turns around and she goes, "I could give you a ride."
Cheesy porn lines.
Cut to a creepy-ass shot of a bunch of dolls. Ew. Pearl brushes her hair in front of a mirror. She does her makeup. There's some groovy music that begins playing, and then we cut back to the porn scene. Bunch of moaning and grunting happening as we get a cool shot of the camera panning across an instrument panel, and all the audio meters are reacting. It's pretty cool. Maxine gives Jackson the ride of his life.
Yeah, you can tell. Maxine's good.
Yeah, apparently she got that X factor, man. Something special. We do get a POV shot, though. Apparently somebody is watching through a window. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's fucking creepy. It's fucking Pearl.
Yeah. Meanwhile, everybody on the crew is getting turned on, including Church Mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Kind of interesting that it took whatever that X factor that Maxine has, everybody keeps talking about, to... It took that to turn it on within Church Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yep, it's revealed that Pearl's the one watching from outside. And then there's a weird cut of naked Pearl switching out with naked Maxine riding Jackson.
Yeah.
It's like an over-the-shoulder look from both of them. Pearl comes back to the farmhouse, horny as fuck. Howard is waiting on the couch for her, though. And, she's wearing this cute little dress. She starts to dance for him.
Yuck.
And he walks up to her. He goes, "We talked about this. You know I can't. My heart." And he walks away.
He's got a bad ticker.
Yeah, and he's feeling some type of way when he walks away. And then Pearl looks so dejected when he walks away too. Like, right. It's so fucking sad, dude. But then we get a needle drop of Loretta Lynn act naturally. Maxine walks to the front of the cabin from the back looking like she's feeling like $1 million.
Oh, yeah, she's proud.
And why not? She just got off of that giant dick that is revealed later in the movie.
Dusty's favorite portion of these movies, the dick.
I told you, if I told you once, I'll tell you 1,000 times. I appreciate it, man. Have some balls and show a dick. You know? There's all kinds of activity out here in the front room of the cabin, though. Wayne's making some sandwiches and cutting the thickest slices of bologna I have ever seen.
Shit, yeah.
For real, man. These are fucking bologna steaks. Bobby Lynn says Maxine was amazing. Now I know why Wayne left his wife for you. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Jackson agrees.
Yeah, he goes, so do I, and then gets slapped by Bobby Lynn. Wayne mentions again she's got the X Factor, and yeah, apparently dinner is bologna sandwiches and beer.
Hell yeah, dude.
Delicious. Maxine and Wayne get all snuggly. Bobby Lynn and Jackson are sitting close together. Meanwhile, RJ and Lorraine might as well be on separate sides of the fucking planet.
Right.
They're both super uptight and just buttoned up completely. You can tell Lorraine has something on her mind, but she isn't talking yet. She's just looking at Maxine.
Right.
And Maxine does not like this, which is ironic for someone who wants to be famous and the whole world to know her name.
I thought that too, for sure.
Lorraine asks, how do you do it? How can you all be okay with having sex with each other? Wayne's like, well, it's just business as long as the camera's running, you know? It's all good.
Right.
RJ says it's not real life, just a movie. Bullshit, RJ. That's not a fake dick inside a fake vagina. She does have a valid point, you know?
Yeah, they're essentially saying it's just sex, you know?
Well, she says, what about love, though?
Right.
What's love got to do with it? Maxine says, look, take it from me. Letting outdated traditions control your life will get you nowhere. I don't know about you, but I got better places to be than where I came from. It's just sex. You can decide who you want to love, but not who you want to screw. What the fuck? Wait a minute. What? I get the point. She says attraction is out of our control. Okay. I guess I can see that, but you can't decide who you want to screw. Sure you can. I don't know.
It's different when you're getting paid for it, I guess, you know?
I suppose it is.
This is a job to her.
Right. Bobby Lynn says she caught Lorraine sneaking some peeks at Jackson, but she denies it at this point.
Right.
And she's like, it's all right. You don't mind. And he's like, she's right. I don't mind. Bobby Lynn says everybody likes sex. It's a gas. We're just not afraid to admit it. Queer, straight, black, white. It's all disco.
Yeah.
Because one day we're going to be too old to fuck. Boom. There it is. The entire conceit of this movie.
Right.
We got to get it in before we fucking kick the bucket. She says something about, I laughed at the way she worded it. She goes, the fact of the truth of the matter is, ... She says something about people not being able to look away. We're like a foxy car wreck. Wayne does mention at this point that the home video market is going to explode.
Yeah, porn ain't only going to be for perverts anymore.
Yeah. People are going to be able to see what they desire in the privacy of their homes, free of judgment. They're going to be the first to give them what they want. And then, hell yeah, toast to the perverts.
Pretty good idea, man.
Everybody at this point has a different thing they toast to. Bobby Lynn toasts to the perverts. Jackson toasts to living a life of excess, being young, and having fun till the day we die. RJ toasts to the power of independent cinema.
Yeah, sweet RJ.
There should have been one little cricket chirp right there.
Right.
And then Maxine toasts to living life on our own terms, never accepting what the self-righteous naysayers have to say. And then Wayne just goes right on. Lorraine goes, well, I don't know if I agree with all of that, but I did like what I saw today. Does that mean Lorraine and RJ haven't had sex?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe. Or if they have, it was just the driest, lamest, quietest missionary bullshit possible.
This would explain RJ's reaction, maybe.
Maybe.
A little bit bigger deal if Lorraine's losing her virginity.
I would think, though, if you are shooting and directing a porn film, you probably should have had sex before.
Yeah.
So
agreed, yeah.
Okay. Jackson picks up a guitar and starts playing Landslide, and then Bobby Lynn joins in and starts singing. Why didn't they transpose this to a better key for Brittany Snow to sing in?
I don't know.
That's real dumb.
That's a good question, yeah.
It was real low. I don't understand why they went that route.
I'm wondering if maybe like, I thought it sounded pretty good, but maybe it wasn't supposed to sound too good because
maybe
she's supposed to be,
I
she's
guess
just a porn actress kind of thing.
Sure. I
So,
guess
hey,
if she was just like saying this amazing song,
it'd be like, yeah, well, why is she doing this then?
Right.
Of thing.
Right. Okay.
So it might have been slightly on purpose.
Sure.
Still good. I thought it was pretty good.
Sure. Yeah, Brittany Snow is actually singing, but Jackson ain't playing this fucking guitar. I just want to toss that in.
I knew that. You could tell that.
I don't know if Kid Cudi can play guitar or not, but in this scene he is not. During the song, there's a lot of telling looks that are being exchanged, and we get side-by-side frames of Pearl taking off her makeup. Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Woof.
No, it's just so sad.
It is.
Quit talking shit about the ugly old lady and appreciate how sad this shit is. Her taking off her makeup is not gross. Stop that.
Okay.
This is sad, okay?
I'm not getting sad for it. I'm going, oh, God.
I found it interesting that they chose the song that they did because the lyrics in this song are so relevant to what's happening in this movie. It was a great choice and makes for a heavy scene. You know, I'm afraid of changing. Will the child within my heart rise above? I'm getting older.
Yeah.
All this stuff. The perfect song to choose for this.
Absolutely.
RJ watches on, and he looks at Jackson and Bobby Lynn while Lorraine just kind of introspectively stares into space.
Right.
There's one cool split screen shot, but it's the same shot of Pearl putting on her nightgown. Like, we've been getting different screens on the split screen this whole time during the song. But then they change to the same shot, but the frame on the right is just slightly behind the frame on the left. So the same thing is happening, but this one's happening directly after this one. It's a cool, like, weird visual echo effect. It's real cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But Pearl is putting on her nightgown, and after the song ends, Lorraine breaks the silence by saying she wants to do a scene in the movie, and RJ shits his pants.
Yeah. Shit. Didn't see that coming.
RJ looks over and he's just like, what?
Yeah, why?
RJ just says no, though. And she's like, why not? And he just goes, because no.
Yep.
He accuses the rest of the crew to putting her up to it, basically. And she's like, no, dude, I've been thinking about it all day. I'm young, and if we really are making a good, dirty movie, I just don't want to carry the equipment. I want to be in the fucking thing.
Right.
But RJ says she can't because it's his film, and they can't just change the story. It just isn't done.
Say, shit, Wayne is all for it.
Well, she calls his bluff, though, dude. She's like, well, what about Psycho? You love that movie. Main character's offed within 45 minutes of the opening of that.
Right.
And she goes, look, nobody's coming to see this for the plot. They're coming to see tits and ass and a big dick. Yeah. Damn, church mouse, I see you. Where the fuck did that come from? Jesus, baby steps.
She's been watching.
RJ continues to insist he's making something better than that, and she tosses back at him, when did you become such a prude? Oh, shit! This relationship is disintegrating in front of us. Right. Wayne speaks up to be the voice of reason and says, as executive producer, he gets a say in what they do. So he takes RJ outside to de-escalate the situation, and RJ says, the situation is awfully getting close to out of control.
Is anybody here? Just go ahead and jump in front of the camera.
Yeah.
He's just pissed.
Yeah. Wayne says life imitates art, but RJ says it's the other way around. He's like, look, you ain't been 42, and I have been 23. She's going to do it whether you like it or not.
Right.
But RJ doesn't want her to get, quote, balled by some man whore. Wayne says Jackson's a professional. He ain't got no diseases or nothing. But RJ is like, oh, I see what you want, Wayne. You just want more sex in the movie. Well, yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of the entire point.
Sure do. Yeah.
RJ says Lorraine's a nice girl, and Wayne gets testy. He's like, ain't none of them nice girls.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, buddy.
So they prep for the scene. Jackson's doing push-ups in a towel.
Shit, yeah.
The girls are doing Lorraine's makeup. Oh, shit, Church Mouse just had a makeover. Meanwhile, RJ looks like he's just going to throw up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And now...
Can you imagine being in his position now?
Dude, now he's got to film it, too.
Right, exactly. He's forced to fucking... Oh, my God. She, interestingly, takes off her crucifix necklace before filming.
Oh, yeah.
She's also wearing wide-ass panties that say Sunday on them.
Yeah, cool, dude.
You ever have day of the week underwear?
No, sure haven't.
Me neither. But oh shit, this means there's a surprise farmer's daughter, and don't none of them look alike.
Yeah, there's a cool shot of Lorraine going down on Jackson and the reflection of the camera lens.
Hell yeah.
That is.
Yeah, Lorraine takes off Jackson's towel, and we hear like some moans before it cuts back to Pearl laying wide awake in the dark. But yeah, that reflection in the lens shot was real cool.
RJ's heart crushed.
Jesus. We go to shots of everyone sleeping. There's Wayne and Maxine. There's Bobby, Lynn, and Jackson. And then there's Lorraine alone in bed. She's alone because RJ is busy having a real good shower cry.
Oh, dude, taking a cold shower in the dark, and he's hunched down, and he's just
sobbing. He's lost his shit.
I mean, yeah, dude, that's pretty fucked up, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they're a bad couple. They should have communicated about a hell of a lot more before any of this shit took place. Well, look, he decides he's done, and he goes out to steal the fucking van. Interestingly, we get a Halloween reference here with the Don't Fear the Reaper needle drop. And oh shit, Pearl jump scare. She's standing in the way of RJ trying to leave out in the driveway. RJ gets out thinking something's wrong and tries to help her. Once again, these characters all fucking try to help.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She presses herself against him and goes to kiss him, and he's like, well,
just like moans in his ear a little bit,
yeah,
dude.
He's like, how come you just did that? She says, why won't you look at me? Look at me like you looked at her.
Yeah. She says, I can show you what I'm capable of.
Well, she's about to fucking show him what she's capable of because RJ suggests that they find Howard and she stabs him in the fucking neck. Hell, Pearl?
Dude.
Where were you hiding that? What were you originally planning on doing with it? Just standing out in the driveway with a knife.
Right. Yeah, dude, I like the blood squirt.
Oh, yeah.
Into the van lights here. It's
Great.
So badass.
Absolutely, yeah. It bathes the entire area in a red light. But yeah, RJ falls right in front of the van as Pearl approaches, and the music continues to crescendo as she, like, mounts him and continues stabbing him in the neck.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if she was having sex with him here or not.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, she, like, straddles him, and her version of getting what she wants, which is sex, ultimately, but she's penetrating him by stabbing him in the neck over and over and over and fucking over again.
Right, yeah.
And yeah, the blood sprays, covers the headlights, the entire area is red. Definitely a sexual experience for Pearl.
Gross.
But the fucking effects right here are gnarly, dude. She fucking just keeps stabbing. And basically decapitates him by the time she's done.
Right.
Like, oh my God. It's crazy.
I like the shift here, though, because the music changes. It's like very tranquil.
Yeah, she's stabbing him. She starts kind of wailing while she's doing it. She stands up and looks at her hands and begins to dance to the music in her head.
Right.
And this is that song, Wee Wee Marie, which is a cover by Chelsea Wolfe of a much older song, like we mentioned, like 1910s, 1920s. But yeah, she is officially off her rocker, dude. She's just swaying back and forth, being the dancer she always wanted to be. Wee Wee Marie fades out to reveal that the music really was in her head because Blue Oyster Cult's still playing on the van radio.
Right. Yeah, we see her reach in and take the van keys here. And this is when I realized, okay, he was just killed, whatever. But you see her bloody hand take those keys and you're like, okay, here we go. Because that's their only way in and out.
Oh, right. Yeah,
you know what I mean? So as soon as Pearl has the keys, it's like, all right. I'm pretty much convinced at this point everybody's fucked.
This is now a battle royale situation.
Right, yeah, like here we go. Everybody's going to get picked off, you know?
There's a crazy-ass shot of her in the headlights of the van for a minute. I think that's actually just before she takes the keys. I'm pretty sure they had a stunt double to play her hand right here, too. Because that looks like a legit old lady hand.
Right.
Wonder who they, like, held by the waist and propped up so she could get in and grab those keys.
Yeah, it's definitely harder to do makeup on like hands and body to make you look older as opposed to like the face where you can do hair and all that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good point. We cut back to here and Lorraine is waking up, rolling over and reaches for RJ and RJ isn't in bed. So she calls out for him, gets up to check on him, look around, and living room light is on and the front door is open.
Wide ass open. She walks over and like looks out across the property and she sees the van parked way the fuck up by the house. What's it doing there?
Right.
And then Wayne comes out in his skivvies and reaches out to grab Lorraine's shoulder instead of fucking saying something to announce his presence. I hate that cheap-ass trope jump scare in horror movies, man.
It gets me every time, though.
But it doesn't get you. It got Lorraine. You see the hand way before she jumps.
Right.
Here's the fucking thing, man. A human being would say from 20 feet away as they're walking up, hey, what's going on?
Right.
If I'm trying to get your attention, I'm not just going to walk up to you silently as possible and grab your fucking shoulder. God. She turns to him and she goes basically, you don't think RJ left me, do you? Like, I don't want to break up.
Yeah. You kind of just did something he probably ain't going to forget, especially when it's going to be readily available on
My
VHS.
God, yeah, the whole world's going to know her name. Oh, no, actually, no, it's not, but that's besides the point. Wayne points out that the van is still there, so RJ can't be too far, you know? So Martin Henderson ends up, he says something about it ain't like your dog ran off. He's probably just processing things. Go on back to bed. Reassures her she didn't do anything wrong. RJ just needs to toughen up. Says he'll talk to him in the morning. But she's worried. She wants Wayne to help her find him. And Wayne says, all right, but I'm not getting in the middle of any more of this shit. And then he just walks out in his underwear, bare feet.
Yeah. Oh God.
Cruising around the fucking property. He's in damn good shape for his age, man. I don't know how old he is, but
42, right?
Well, that's what he says his character is. I'm not sure how old Martin Henderson actually is. I'm saying.
Okay.
I thought he was probably in his like late 20s, early 30s, maybe in The Ring. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. Wayne heads towards the barn.
Wayne
Lorraine heads towards the house. They're looking for RJ.
Right. She walks up to the van when the porch lights turn on, and then out comes Howard. What are you doing here? Kind of a thing.
Right.
She tells him she's looking for her boyfriend. He responds with, have you seen my wife? Ooh, uh-oh. Where are they? And are they there together?
Right.
Now, at this point, it should be mentioned that we as the audience suspect that Howard is thinking she must have tried to seduce somebody else, because that's her MO.
Mm-hmm.
How convenient that they're both missing, right?
Right.
But if you've seen Pearl, you know that this is not the first time she's killed, and he's witnessed it. And since they're still together, obviously he loved her enough to help her cover it up.
Right.
So that calls back to me to the line that Pearl said earlier to Maxine when they were looking at the picture, there wasn't anything he wouldn't do for me back then.
Oh, shit.
So he's thinking, oh shit, she's off murdering again.
Right.
So,
damn.
Wayne in the barn is like talking to RJ, assuming he's there hiding in a stable somewhere. I don't know.
Well, he's assuming that he's out here crying and essentially being a little bitch about the whole thing, you know. That's how he's treating Wayne.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, that's how
Wayne's
Wayne is treating RJ.
Right.
Not that is okay, but that is exactly what's going on.
Right.
He's being a little bitch about this. He's out there trying to coach him with relationship advice on what you do when you record your girlfriend getting fucked on camera. Thanks, Wayne.
2 keys to keeping a healthy relationship, he says. Never let a good woman out of your sight and never mention her weight. He goes, how do you think I've been surrounded by so many beautiful females my whole life? There's an art to it. Yeah, I'm sure it has nothing to do with you being a hot-ass, charismatic dude. But he is still walking barefoot, and he fucking steps directly on a board with a nail sticking straight up out of it.
I liked how they did it in this movie, because normally you'll see something like a nail, and you're like, all right, something's coming, and you'll get a cut to it, and it'll cut back.
Mm-hmm.
No, the nail came into this scene, and you watched from where the nail was as he stepped on it, and it poked through the top of his foot a little bit.
Well, that's the thing. I like the effect here because you can see that the nail kind of pushes an area of his top of foot skin up, but doesn't poke through.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet, actually.
Gross. When
he pulls it up off of there, there's a nice little blood gush. There's a cow mooing. He goes, shut up, cheeseburger, go wander into traffic.
Yeah.
So he yells out to RJ for help. He's like, I'm going to catch tetanus from this shit. He gets up and sees someone had been blocking the light from the outside of the barn through a few tiny holes in the door.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to check it out. His fucking bloody foot is gross as shit. He peeks through the tiny holes, and as he does, the shadow reappears, and he gets stabbed in both fucking eyes by a pitchfork.
I knew immediately from experience of watching horror movies, don't ever put your face up to the hole.
Yeah, never.
These
That's not a
holes in
people at a hotel.
Yeah, right. These holes were eyeball sized.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And how did Pearl know that was the exact distance between his eyeballs so that she could stab the pitchfork directly into both?
More eyeball trauma.
Oh my God, yeah.
I love it.
We're going to change our name to the Cinebytes. Cinebyetes. So back at the house, Howard and Church Mouse are searching for something. Howard tells her there's another light in the cellar and asks her to go get it, huh?
Yeah, dude.
His face right here is awfully telling. He's a terrible liar.
Right.
I don't know how they've gotten away with everything this far in life. He gives her a sob story about how his wife is not well and, I'm worried about her breaking her hip. Like, since when was Pearl going down to the cellar a part of the equation?
Right.
Lorraine opens the door to the cellar and Howard directs her to the workbench. She's clearly apprehensive to go down, but she turns on the light anyway. Jump cut to the pitchfork being pulled out of Wayne's eyes. Hell yeah.
His eyeballs fill out.
His bloody corpse looks pretty sweet. There's a shadow that shuffles up in her cute little nightgown holding the pitchfork. And it's frail old Pearl taking baby steps toward Wayne's body covered in blood from RJ.
Yeah, and it's funny. She's a little old and fragile and comes up and starts stabbing Wayne a little bit.
Yeah, she double taps him, dude.
And making sure he's dead.
Yeah. She's having so much trouble shoving it into his skin.
Right.
Then she just gives up and covers him up with hay.
Right.
Back inside, Church Mouse is creeping down the stairs in her church shoes. There's excellent lighting in this movie. A lot of light and dark juxtaposition. Speaking of which, it goes completely dark until Lorraine finds a flashlight and starts to go back upstairs. But when she gets to the top of the stairs, she finds the door locked.
Fuck.
Uh-oh. She bangs on the door and yells at Howard to open up. She runs back down, breathing a lot heavier now, and finds another light to turn on. And behind her, oh fuck me, there's a naked corpse chained up to the ceiling.
Yeah, hanging from his wrists.
Yeah, man.
Pants down.
Yeah.
Dong out.
She gets a nice death face and scream here. Cue the still that everybody uses for promotion for this movie.
Yeah.
That was everywhere.
Absolutely.
But the camera pans down the body hanging on the ceiling. And yeah, its pants are down around its ankles. It barely kind of touches the floor with its tippy toes. And yeah, I think Howard chained up a sex slave for Pearl.
Yeah, I think so too.
How long do you think that body's been rotting in your professional gore hound opinion?
It's been there a while because the body's almost like brown, dude. It's gross. It is fucking decomposed.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, dong out. It's nasty. You nasty, Pearl. You nasty.
Okay, second question, follow-up question. How long do you think Pearl fucked it after it had died?
I mean, if it's still there.
Do you think rigor mortis set in and it still had a boner for a while and it eventually just went limp?
For Pearl's sake, yeah.
Okay. For the movie's sake. For the audience's sake. Back at the cabin, we cut to Jackson and Bobby Lynn in bed, and Jackson wakes up. He immediately knows something's up. But he tells Bobby Lynn he thinks he heard something, but it's probably nothing. He goes, old habits die hard, referring to his time in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Tells her to go back to sleep. She goes, aye, aye, Captain. And Jackson is just walking around this cabin butt-ass naked on all three legs.
Drinks out of the milk carton.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Scratch that. He's got socks on. But who the fuck sleeps naked but with socks still on? This dude's a fucking sociopath, apparently.
I don't know.
He seems like a nice-ass dude, but maybe it's all a front. I don't trust that shit. But double ope, scratch again. He's got socks and his dog tags on. And yeah, he grabs a carton of milk out of the fridge, takes a drink. I wonder if the missing persons picture on it has anything to do with people that have gone missing because of Howard and Pearl.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
I didn't think about that.
Suddenly, a flashlight beam catches his attention. He sees Howard creeping up in a robe with a shotgun. He opens the front door, totally naked, asks him if everything is okay, Pops. Howard says his wife has gone missing. She gets confused after dark. And Jackson goes, well, that's a lot of firepower for a missing wife. Howard says the gun's for gators because he found her by the edge of the pond once.
Ah, okay.
Howard plays on his sympathies some more, but Jackson was already, immediately ready to offer help. We cut to a wide shot of Jackson, and he makes a show of holding up his dog tags. Meanwhile, his enormous dick is swinging between his legs. This has to be like a prosthetic of some kind or something, I'm thinking, because it's just comically large.
Look normal to me, dude. I don't know.
Oh, okay, Jason. Okay. Must be a shower, huh? Okay. He holds up his dog tags. He's like, not for self, but for country, right? And he goes to get his skivvies.
Yeah, let me get my skivvies. Mm-hmm. Which, hey, yeah, I wouldn't want my dick to get bit off by an alligator either. So.
Right. Bobby Lynn's passed out again. Jackson gets dressed and grabs his boots. Then we see a shot of him leaving, and it turns out to be that shot is a POV of Pearl sneaking into somebody's room. Oh, shit. Looks like she found Maxine, who's also sleeping naked.
Right.
Or nearly naked. There's really cool camera angles in this movie as well. Much like Hereditary, we get a cool shift of focus shot with Maxine in the foreground and Pearl in the back, and it kind of shifts from one to the other.
Right.
Pearl slowly slides the sheet off of Maxine. Oh boy, that's a tongue twister. Slowly slides the sheets off of Maxine. And, oh shit, Pearl starts to get undressed. This can't be leading anywhere good.
Gross.
What's with Ty West and Ari Aster and old people nudity?
Yeah, dude.
Just an A24 thing or what?
Because it's gross. Grossing us out. Great job, but yuck.
Yeah. Pearl gets into bed with Maxine, and then slowly but surely she completely disappears behind her. We cut back to Jackson and Howard out at the dock. Jackson's using his military training to formulate a plan. He says they should split up, but Howard's like, no, well, I only got the one light. And Jackson says, no offense, but it's been a long time since you've been deployed. I spent 3 nights face down in a rice paddy scanning for landmines and tripwires. Once a Marine, always a Marine. If she's out here, I'll find her. Sure.
Right.
But what does that have to do with the fact that Howard just fucking said you only have the one light?
I think he's saying I don't need a light out here.
He has night vision?
Well, in Vietnam, you ain't walking around with a flashlight.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
True.
He's kind of saying, I know what I'm doing. I understand you got the light, old man, but...
Right. I guess it's only 1979. It had only been a handful of years since Vietnam.
Right.
Pearl sits back up and starts trying to spoon snuggle with Maxine. She rubs her bloody hand all over her side.
Yeah,
gross.
Dude, gross. Sniffing her hair and
like, yo, bro, you don't have consent.
It's my house.
She's getting way into it. Meanwhile, Jackson wanders around the fucking Everglades, apparently.
Yeah, dude, he finds a Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah, dude.
Into the pond.
Now, meta conversation. Anyone who's seen Pearl knows where this trait comes from. It's not the same car that was pushed into the swamp in that movie, but the trend was started when Pearl was quite young. And this shot is also very psycho.
Right.
Super psycho.
Yeah, I agree.
So Jackson goes to investigate. There's Texas plates on it and a Make Love Not War bumper sticker. That's appropriate for the time. Jackson sees a flashlight kind of across the pond, and oh holy hell, we get a shot where we see that there was a gator staring at him that whole time, about 8 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson yells out to the flashlight and says that his search came up empty, but now Howard isn't answering, and Jackson goes to check on him and help. Again, as all of these characters do.
Yeah, he definitely he sees a flashlight stuck and he assumes that, Howard went under or something, or gator even.
Wades into some boggy, nasty shit to go try to find him.
Right.
But looks like Howard has just set up the flashlight here to lure Jackson in.
Right.
There's a cool, mist rolling on top of the water. That's fun.
Yeah.
Jackson's worried Howard drowned. Lorraine has found the external cellar doors now, and she's trying to bang her way out, calling out to RJ. Some of the sound design in this movie sounds like the Are You Afraid of the Dark theme song. Like the vocal shit going on in it.
Yeah, I don't think I noticed that. Funny, though.
Lorraine finds the workbench and then checks out her options to arm herself with. She tries a couple of hammers, ends up landing on a hatchet. Y'all remember that hatchet we saw in the beginning on the porch?
Yep.
There's the hatchet. Congratulations. You're welcome. She runs back up the stairs. Cut back out to Jackson, back out of the water, but he's fucking dripping wet now. And then, holy shit, Crypt Keeper jump scare.
Yeah, right.
Howard's standing behind him. Oh my God. He repeats, once a Marine, always a Marine. And Jackson doesn't really know how to respond. He's like, well, your lady ain't in there, so... Howard tells him he can't give Pearl what she wants anymore. Hey, wait a minute, don't change the subject. You don't understand what it's like. You can still do as you please. Meanwhile, Jackson's wringing out his fucking shirt. Howard goes, the last bohemian that stayed here was the same. Referring to, I believe, the projectionist in Pearl, that Pearl tried to seduce and then subsequently killed. His was the first car in the pond, I believe.
Okay.
Considering the specific use of the word bohemian.
Gotcha.
He says he was always traipsing around, barely any clothes, enticing my wife. And Jackson's response is fucking great, dude. He's like, yeah, okay, well. Tells him they better get back up to the house. Howard shoots Jackson point blank in the chest with his fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
Remember earlier when Jackson said he had enough farmers shooting at him for a lifetime?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Fucking shot by a farmer. We cut back to Pearl and Maxine. Maxine rolls over and Pearl is still like caressing her. Maxine slowly starts to wake up and then super loud screams seeing Pearl laying next to her, understandably. Bobby Lynn shoots up in bed hearing the scream. And the second she opens her bedroom door, she gets the weirdest fucking jump scare of all time with a naked lady hustling out of there. What the fuck? She wants to be in the porn too. Oh, dude, they should have done that. The sequel, The Farmer's Mom. But here comes Maxine whining again. Oh, poor baby. Oh, you're getting felt up by a nasty old lady. Oh. All right, no, you got a point. That's pretty gross.
Yeah, nasty.
Meanwhile, Lorraine is hacking at the door trying to get out of the cellar. She finally busts one of the panels out and fucking here's Church Mouse.
God, she's greeted by Howard smashing her hand with the butt of a shotgun.
Dude, when she reaches out to unbolt the door, gets her hand fucking mangled.
Ouch.
By Howard pounding it with the butt of his shotgun. And he yells at her. He goes, you're just making things worse.
Get back down in the cellar and be quiet.
Yeah, he says, ain't nobody coming for you. Dude, you can see bones sticking out of her fingers.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Gross.
Howard turns on the TV really loudly to drown out Lorraine's screams. Oh, hey, look at that. The televangelist we keep seeing.
The old preacher man.
Also, remember how at the beginning of the movie when the police got to the house and the TV was on real loud?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting to come full circle.
Right. This dude seems to be real hung up about sex fiends invading our good Christian homes. Wonder if there's a theme there. Meanwhile, Maxine has woken up and gotten dressed in her overalls again. She's got the side boob going on. Don't worry, guys.
Side boob.
Side boob. Does a fat-ass line of coke off the nightstand. Jesus.
She's stressed out, man.
Yeah, is that gonna fucking help? Cocaine to stop your stress?
Probably not.
She looks out the window to see Bobby Lynn searching for Jackson and Wayne, and then Bobby Lynn finds her way down to the pond. And when she gets down to the dock, she's probably starting to think she's being haunted by a naked old lady ghost.
Right.
Because here's Pearl standing butt-ass naked at the end of the dock. But more proof that all these characters are super relatable and likable. Every single one of them tries their first instinct is to help these old people. She walks up to Pearl, covers her up with her blankie. Bobby Lynn tells Pearl that her Nana gets confused sometimes too. Believe it or not, I even thought about becoming a nurse one day. So,
Yeah.
guess that dream didn't pan out.
Yeah, that kind of pissed off Pearl too, though.
Yeah, she responds with a hefty slap in the face.
Right.
She goes, I don't need a nurse. What have you ever done except be a whore?
I totally disagree. I think she does need a nurse.
Yeah. They should probably have one on the grounds around the clock.
Yeah, they both need a nurse. Her and Howard.
Bobby Lynn responds to this with, okay, you know what? She's just trying to help. And Pearl accuses her of flaunting it in her face, whatever it is. She says it's not her fault that she didn't live the life she wanted, Bobby Lynn says to Pearl. And she goes, so move, you mean old ugly bit. And then she pushes her into the fucking water. Pearl pushes Bobby Lynn. And then finishes her sentence for her, and she goes, bitch. This fucking gator comes out of nowhere and bites Bobby Lynn's head. And starts doing its fucking death roll in the water.
Yeah, sweet.
Which, once again, call back to earlier in our first shot of Bobby Lynn as she walked out of the Bayou Burlesque, out the door in the position where the gator was biting the lady's bathing suit bottoms.
Right.
So there's at least the third character with a direct callback to their own death earlier in the movie. Wayne with the eyes, Jackson with the farmer, Bobby Lynn with the gator. Great movie writing.
Absolutely.
I wonder exactly how Bobby Lynn died here. Did she drown? Was it loss of blood? Did she get her neck snapped from the gator twisting all over the place? I wonder.
All of the above.
But what happened first, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to guess her neck or something, yeah.
What was the line the other day? What came first, the cock or the cloaca? Howard shuffles up behind Pearl and goes, "Was that the one?" Pearl says, "You know I don't like blondes." That's also a callback to Pearl, where her pretty blonde cousin is eventually accused by Pearl of getting the spot in the dance troupe.
Oh, okay.
Back at the cabin, Maxine's trying to clean all the blood off of her, slaps her armpit for some reason. I believe they call this a whore's bath, appropriately enough, cleaning up in the sink, right?
Yes, sir.
I think this is the first time she's realizing everyone is gone when she walks out, but then she looks outside and sees Howard and Pearl approaching the cabin. She hides just before they walk in.
Right.
And oh, hey, I just realized Howard's left-handed. He's holding the gun with his left hand, or, in the position he would if he was left-handed. Which, ooh, sinister. Which, lesson of the day, everyone. That's the word for left-handed in Latin.
Weird.
Howard says the cabin's empty, but asks about Wayne. Pearl says he's in the barn, stuck like the pig he was. Howard tells Pearl that he's got another one locked in the cellar for her. She says, "I don't want that one." She says Maxine had something special, just like Pearl did.
Right.
There's a callback to a direct line from Maxine at the gas station earlier when Pearl says, "I'm sick and tired of never getting what I want." Howard says he wants to give it to her, but he's tired. And she asks him to at least tell her she's special, and he reassures her. And she goes, he says something about, "Oh, you're the most beautiful woman I ever seen." She goes, "Not anymore." And he goes, "Always." Thanks, Professor Snape. And then, oh boy, here we go. We get an old people soap opera happening. Pearl opens up her robe. Fucking Howard gropes them old ass boobies. She goes, "Make me feel young again." He goes, "What if I can't take it?" Pearl says, "I don't give a fuck, do it anyway."
Right.
And here we go. Howard and Pearl somehow do the nasty. I'm legitimately impressed this walking corpse could get it up.
Nope, no thank you.
And then here's another reveal, dude. Oh no, Maxine's hiding under the bed. They're about to fucking. Oh
yeah,
no,
dude.
Gross. Oh no.
Yuck.
Maxine slowly creeps out before she gets anything dripped on her. I love the shot from above the bed. Pearl and Howard are in the bed getting busy, and Maxine's under it with her little feet sticking out sideways trying to slide out.
Right. Crawling on her belly.
Right. This is when we get Pearl yelling out, "Fuck me, Howard!"
Fucking gross, dude.
Yeah, Maxine army crawls out the door. There's another cool triple cut scene from that fucking nightmare to Maxine running up to the van, and she sees that the tire's been slashed.
Oh, yeah.
She sees RJ's mostly decapitated corpse laying there, and then Lorraine is screaming in the distance. Maxine gets in the van and grabs the gun Wayne mentioned earlier.
Ooh.
Well, do you remember what he said about it, though?
Yeah, so watching this through, I did not. But
Okay.
Wayne had mentioned that the gun in his van was also empty.
Yeah. Inside the house, the congregation on TV is singing a hymn. Maxine slowly creeps inside, and then Lorraine pops up and jump scares her. She's screaming. So
Jack Torrance jump scare scared the shit out of me, dude. Scared the shit out of me.
Hell
It's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, she's yelling. Maxine tells her to keep her voice down, but Lorraine is fucking hysterical. She's screaming that she needs to get out of there. Maxine tells her they need to find the keys to the old people truck, but Lorraine says she never should have listened to her. It's all Maxine's fault. Wait, what? What was?
She's just hysterical because of what's going on, which obviously you need to keep your composure.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, Maxine's got it together. She says we need to stick together. And Lorraine responds with, "I hate you. I hate you all so much." And these turn out to be her last words because she runs out the door and immediately gets flattened by Howard's shotgun.
Oh, dude. It's like a cartoon.
It
She
is.
goes flying like 10 fucking feet from the shotgun. Bow!
But that's not as cartoony as it gets. Give it a minute.
Right.
We hear Howard yell out, "I told her to stay in the damn cellar." Oh, right. She should have listened.
Right. Well, now she's no good to us.
Right. Well, Pearl says, that's all right. We don't need her anymore. We have each other again.
Yeah, see? We can fuck.
Howard tells Pearl to help him drag Lorraine's body inside. If it's in the house, it's self-defense. All right, but what about the blood trail, my dude?
Right.
Pearl thinks it's okay. She doesn't even think anyone will be coming to look for them. Outside, we see that Lorraine fell in like the cliche dead person position with her leg all cocked out to one side.
Mm-hmm.
Howard says tomorrow they'll dump all the bodies in the pond. And then, wow, dude, there's a gnarly close-up shot of Lorraine's mangled face. She no longer has a lower lip.
Right.
Howard dragging Lorraine, he says she looks heavy, or she's heavier than she looks. And suddenly she fucking jerks back to life, scaring the shit out of Howard, giving him a heart attack.
Right. Wasn't the sex that killed him.
Yeah.
It was the gasp.
Imagine
from
that.
Lorraine, yeah.
Church mouse squeaked. Maxine sees this as her opportunity to jump out and hold Pearl at gunpoint. She asks her where the keys to the truck are. Pearl says he's having a heart attack. Maxine says, I don't give a shit.
Right. Yeah, fuck you guys.
Mia Goth's English accent is definitely creeping out a bit in both of those lines, both as Maxine and Pearl. Thought that was kind of interesting. Speaking of cartoon characters, have you ever heard her speak in real life?
No.
Oh, dude. It's kind of like, do you remember, what was the cartoon with like the tiny, super polite mouse?
Ooh, I don't know.
No? Okay. Well, anyway, it's like that. She sounds like a tiny cartoon mouse.
Nice.
She grabs the keys, she comes back and tells Pearl she is going to rot when they find out what she did. Pearl gets all indignant. She's like, what I've done. She tries to turn it back around on her. She goes, you don't think I know who you really are? All right. Now, this is the meta-ist of meta lines on a bunch of different levels. First of all, she mentioned she saw what she did in the barn, so she knows that she's a porn actress.
Right.
Second, Mia Goth plays both parts, so she literally is her. Plus, there are so many character parallels between Pearl and Maxine. And then finally, it's also Maxine's dad preaching on TV in the house.
Right.
So she knows, maybe she knows, her identity as this man's daughter.
Right.
She goes, you deviant little whore, we're the same. You're going to end up just like me. Maxine goes, I'm nothing like you. You're a kidnapping, murdering sex fiend. I'm a fucking star. The whole world is going to know my name, which are literally things Pearl has said in the past herself.
Right.
She repeats her mantra, I will not accept a life I do not deserve. Just as dear old dad says the same thing on TV. How will fucking serendipity doodah? We get a call back to Maxine's problem with people staring at her, which, again, if she thinks she's going to be a star, that's going to be an issue.
Right.
She tries to fire the gun, and it turns out Wayne was telling the truth. That gun is empty.
No ammo.
But Pearl takes her opportunity to grab Howard's shotgun. She shoots Maxine, and then, speaking of cartoony, she flies back like 20 fucking feet out the door,
yeah.
basically killing herself.
Yeah.
Her body is just ruined now. But Maxine had hit the deck before she shot. On the TV, the televangelist now says, now that's what I call divine intervention. Well, hallelujah.
Right. It's nice, dude. It's good writing. It's
Yeah.
all good writing.
The score ramps up as Maxine slowly walks outside and Pearl pleads to her, oh, my hip, help me. And Maxine puts a finger up to her lips, suggesting she be quiet. Which is another callback. Pearl did that same thing to her earlier, and the whole it'll be our secret thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Pearl starts crawling out toward the driveway, screaming at Maxine now that she realizes she won't help her, calling her a whore, etc. Maxine starts the truck while Pearl screams, it'll all be taken away from you just like it was from me. Maxine reverses and crushes Pearl's fucking head under the truck tire. And then repeats the line, it'll be our little secret.
I like it.
And then, oh my God, she drives forward again, once again running over Pearl's head, exploding it even further somehow. There was like a bigger pop from the second one somehow.
Right. Sick, dude.
The whole top of it kind of like rolls to a rest about a foot away. Maxine glances at the crucifix as she drives away and says divine intervention, and then does another line for the road. Praise the fucking Lord. Another shot reminiscent of Texas Chainsaw Massacre as the truck pulls out onto the road, I thought. And it's also like Twilight,
Yeah, it's like drives off into the sunrise.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
We get one last triple cut, and it goes back to Maxine's dad on TV. We finally get the information that his little girl was taken by sin. So for some reason, the entire point of this, whatever kind of church service it is, was to talk about his little girl, and he's had her picture covered on stage the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a shot of what's supposed to be a younger Maxine with her crazy freckles, and it's now cut back to the following morning again. It's like a seamless cut between the TV and, oh shit, there's like sheets covering the bodies now, and there's cops there, and it's sunlight and all that.
Right.
So the deputy walks out to the sheriff and he goes, what do you reckon happened, Sheriff? One of the cops apparently has found RJ's camera, and he asks what he thinks is on it. And he looks around and he goes, well, by the looks of everything, one goddamn fucked up horror picture. Which then we get a jump cut to a title card, basically, but it's like an old-timey production still, just with the X on it. Just
right.
Basically meaning the end. But yeah, dude, fucking roll credits, the end. There's a real nice credit sequence filmed in like old film stock.
Mm-hmm.
But there you fucking have it, dude. That's X.
Dude, it was a good one.
Great one. I fucking
Really?
love this movie.
Really, really good one.
Hell yeah.
I feel like anymore, almost everything, if you see A24 on it, you're getting a pretty damn good movie.
In the past, I feel like it had been kind of hit and miss, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the hits outweigh the misses, in my opinion.
We're covering a lot of A24 stuff.
We have
and it's
already,
for a
yeah.
reason. Yeah,
Mhm.
There's just a lot of good stuff. I did see Night Swim, and I did not like it.
Night Swim sucked.
But for the most
sorry.
part, almost everything, if I see A24 in the beginning, I'm going, this is probably going to be good.
Totes.
You know?
And that's how we get tricked into things like Night Swim.
Right. Yeah, no, this movie was great. All the shots were great.
Yeah.
I like how it looked like it was older, the 70s style. I'm a big Texas Chainsaw fan, so of course this
Right.
fits right into the shit that I like.
Is this your second favorite movie now?
No, but it's definitely up there. I mean, it's got enough fucked up stuff. It's got the gore. It's got the tits. You know what I mean? It's got everything.
Those are both check marks A and B for Jason. That's it. That makes a great movie.
I feel like this is good. This is a very good new movie, you know?
Yeah, fucking A. It's a fantastic original concept that ended up turning into a great franchise. Once again, we got Maxine releasing, or released at this point, on July 5th, and I'm really excited to see that. We're recording this before its release, but it'll be the episode will be released after its release. But you can feel the love for the horror genre all throughout this entire movie. They managed to make it sexy and scary and funny and repulsive all at once, and did so tastefully somehow. Like, this movie is a classy broad.
I agree. I agree.
I gave this 8.8 out of 10 70s porn scripts. What about you?
I mean, I don't know. We go out of 5, we go out of 10.
You can go whatever you want. Remember how I said these scales are bullshit? I just want to get an idea of how you gauged it.
Let's say 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Giant kid cuddy dongs.
Okay.
Just for you.
Just for me.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie. Fantastic.
Yeah, dude, my recommendation for this movie is buy it a nice dinner and then molest it in bed. Because it deserves it, and it will not accept a life it doesn't deserve.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Really good stuff.
I think that's going to about do it for us today. Once again, if you want to get a hold of us, you can do so by going to cinebytespod@gmail.com. Follow us on all of our socials at cinebytespod, Facebook, X, Instagram. There's a TikTok floating around out there. We got a YouTube going on. We got all the stuff. Go find us on all the stuff. Also, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so by visiting cinebytespod.buzzsprout.com. We had a great time. We hope you did too. Remember, everybody, dreams are fleeting. Only nightmares last forever. Follow your nightmares.
Boy.
Kill her, Mommy! Kill her!
I bid you welcome.